Hello, inmates, and welcome to the cellblock Scorch. This is week 34. Once again, you have Rocket Man reading for Lost. Cricket was the winner last week, so she prompted for this week. And her prompt was, the last line should say, and there were sugar cookies on the table. I don't have any commentary on this piece, so I will just go ahead and read it. The name of this piece is Pretty Boy Contest. It had been a tiring day. Participating in the 58,696,586th Pretty Boy contest was draining. Even though Taiju didn't usually compete, he saw no point in it because everyone already respected him and knew that he was beautiful. But this time Nanao had dragged him into it, promising that it would be fun. This is the last chance they had to participate before they graduated. And while he didn't particularly want to compete, he was sure that Nanao was planning something that would make it worth it to be there. So he agreed to participate with Nanao. The contest was much more entertaining than Taiju would have thought. It was clear to him from the moment he walked in that it would be him or Nanao that would take the title. The other people he imagined could compete with him never entered the contest. Masa was always too busy baking to enter, and he was more about being cute than pretty. The only other person Taiju thought might pose the competition for them was Kyotaro, and he was too lazy to expend any effort on something like the Pretty Boy contest. The other contestants weren't bad looking, but they just didn't have the presence that he or Nanao had. At first, Taiju thought that Nanao had disappointed him. In the first few rounds of giving names and personality facts, Nanao had been completely by the book, but then things got interesting when they started into the poses. Nanao started pulling other contestants up with him and making them do the strangest things with him. It was entertaining to watch all of their faces as they didn't know what to do. Taiju thought that that was the end of it, but Nanao had one more trick up his sleeve. Right at the end of the contest, he brought out an ice cream stand and started serving it to everyone there. All the while, he kept his winning smile in place. He even made Taiju come up and help him serve everyone. Everyone was so baffled by Nanao's antics that they almost didn't pick a winner. But in the end, Taiju won the Pretty Boy contest. Now he was looking for some peace and quiet in the student council room. He didn't think that either of the other members would be there. But even if they were, he wasn't worried. They wouldn't bother him. He walked in to find the room empty, a warm pot of tea, and there were sugar cookies on the table.
Hi, Cricket here for Judge Comments on week 34. I have been so excited to record these because I get to talk about my magical boys. I can 100% tell you what was going through Lost's brain when she wrote this piece, and it was simply pandering to the judge, and it worked. Grishmak and Peishi both wrote good pieces as well, but in the face of this particular item, they just never stood a chance. So this cute little piece is a fanfic for a show called Binan Koko Chikyu Buibu, or in English, Cute High Earth Defense Club. And when Bones was trying to get me and Peishi into anime, when they picked this show, they were so correct that I would like it. I don't think they knew it was going to alter my brain chemistry forever and change me as a person. I'm not exaggerating. Like, truly, if I'm having a bad day, all I have to do is play the opening from the first season of this show, and it's like, it is a physical response in my body. Mood improved. I love this series so much. So, I usually call it Buibu for short. That's the word that means defense club. It is an anime, and it's a parody on the magical girl genre. So it's about a group of high school boys and their after-school club that they're in. Their extracurricular is the defense club. But it's really just an excuse for them to hang out and do nothing. Until, due to shenanigans, they become forced to be a group of magical boys and defend the earth from villains. And it's so silly. And There's 3 seasons total. The first 2 seasons are called Cute High Earth Defense Club Love, and they focus on one group of boys. And then the third season is called Cute High Earth Defense Club Happy Kiss, and it focuses on another group of boys about 10 years later who end up in a really similar situation. And the thing is like, I love magical girl genre things. Like, it's just, it brings me so much joy. And this particular one is like done so well and so funny. And the parody is just like, the details are amazing. And the episodes are so funny, but then the characters are so interesting and their relationships to each other are so interesting. And each of the seasons kind of has something that happens toward the end of the season where you're like, whoa, wait a second. I thought this was just shenanigans. And it turns out there was actually like a plot happening that you didn't appreciate the whole time. And like, I love this so much. So much. This is also perfect timing to talk about Buibu because we're coming up on the 10-year anniversary of the first season starting to air. That'll be in January of 2025, will be 10 years. And I'm actually writing a piece for a zine that some of the enduring fans are putting together, and that's going to be coming out in January, which we're excited about. And also a few weeks ago, the studio announced a 10-year anniversary movie. We're all kind of losing our minds. People are posting on Tumblr that I haven't seen posting about Buibu in like 3 years. They're like, is anyone still here? And we're all like, yeah, we are. So, love this coming back right now. So, now to actually talk about Lost's piece. It is actually a thing in the Buibu series. They go to an all-boys high school, but for some reason there's a once-a-month pretty boy contest where all the boys in the school vote on, I don't know, who's the best boy. The prettiest and best boy. The rules are vague. It's a popularity contest, essentially. The student council members usually win because reasons. Oh, the student council, I love them so much. Oh my gosh. So, the other thing is when Lost wrote this piece in the Scorch, Happy Kiss, which was the final season, although it like set up for a season 2, but then that just never happened. We'll never find out about the sadness behind Taiju's eyes. Had ended earlier that summer, probably right around when Lost joined the Scorch, actually. And we weren't living in the same place at that time, but we watched like the last couple. We were watching that season as it aired, like weekly. And like the last episode, for whatever reason, both of like the stream was having a terrible time that day. So we were like sending each other these unhinged video messages back and forth as we watched the final episode of the Buibu Happy Kiss season, and just like, yeah, it should have been a 20-minute episode, but it probably took us like an hour to get through between how terrible the stream was being for the both of us. Anyways, so, but I just like, just off the charts level of love this series, and I love these boys. So, Lost got inspired by the prompt because in Happy Kiss, one of the characters really likes baking. The thing that's funny is Lost hates this character. Because she feels like he's a knockoff bargain brand of her favorite character in Love, but it's fine. But he really likes baking, and so I assume that's the tie-in that Lost made. And then she also was just like, you know what? Cricket would have a really good time if I wrote a piece about the Buibu boys, and she was so right. And so she wrote this piece about like my 2 favorite characters from the Happy Kiss series. They're so funny because Nanao and Taiju in the series are friends. And they've been friends the whole time, but they end up on opposing teams. One of them is on the team, like, fighting to save the world, and one of them's on the team fighting to take over the world. But they're like the 3rd years, and every time they meet up, they're like, ugh, your crazy little kids are doing shenanigans again, just causing problems for my crazy little kids. Like, they're just like, is so chill about it, and their friendship takes absolutely no damage from the fact that they're supposedly on opposite sides of this ultimate struggle. And so this idea of like, and Nanao has this personality, he really likes teasing people, he really likes causing nonsense. And so him pulling Taiju into the pretty boy contest and then making all this nonsense happen is like so funny and so perfect. And I also really like the last ending paragraph when Taiju, because he's a member of the student council, he goes back into the student council room and like the little details of the things he finds there are like things that the other members would have left. And it just like really makes, it's just like, it's a cute little bow on the piece. I love Buibu so much. If you want to watch just funny little anime, 3 12-episode seasons, it will improve your life. I can't, oh my gosh, I love it so much. This is definitely, certainly the thing that I am rambling about the longest so far in the Scorch podcast. I'm not surprised. I'm not mad. This was a short piece. Lost isn't here to give her thoughts, so I had to do my best, and I had to talk about my magical boys. So, one take, no notes. Please watch Cute High Earth Defense Club, and look forward to the 10-year anniversary movie coming out next year. I'm losing my mind. And, yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say here on week 34. Love is back!
As the winner of this week, Lost made the prompt for next week, and that prompt is, I like to know the killer isn't me. Until next time, keep those fires burning.
The Cellblock Scorch is a production of Stellacore, an independent group of nerds sharing their obsessions with the world. We can be reached at thestellacore@gmail.com through comments on your podcast platform of choice, our Instagram, Stella_core, and at our YouTube, also called Stellacore. Feel free to check out our other productions on our YouTube channel or our cosplays on Instagram. If you would like to support our creative endeavors, you can give a one-time tip to the Ko-Fi of the writer of your favorite Scorches, or check out our Patreon, linked in the show notes. There, you can access the winning Scorches and episode transcripts for free, or sign up for Spark level support for $5 a month to gain access to all of the Scorch submissions.